Doesn't that sky just look awesome? Alright, I'm going to wait for daytime and we'll get started. Welcome back to Hypermine. As always, this is Kondrik, and today it is finally time to wrap up this tour. It's been time for it to be done. It should have been done last episode, but I couldn't because my office gets too hot. Today is a little bit cooler, so hopefully I'll be able to make this a little bit longer of an episode. Finish up showing what little bit is left of the tour and get over to my new base location and at least show you what my plans are. I might not be able to do much more than that, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how hot my office gets by the time I get done recording. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I am going to be maybe a little bit quicker on showing stuff off. I might not go into as much detail this episode because I want to get through the last bit of this tour so I can get over to my new base location and get that all show you what I'm doing over there before I end the episode, because I really don't want to make this a 4-part series or mini series. So what we've got right here is I'm standing on top of Soap's spawn house, or well, not necessarily spawn, but Soap's house in town. And right down here we've got Vance Crafter's build. I don't believe that he has recorded this build, and I don't think he has streamed it either. I'm not sure. I might have missed it. Either way, I believe his links are on the subreddit. The link to the subreddit is in the description, as I said last episode. In fact, everybody's links should be on the subreddit. And yeah, so go ahead and check those out. Anyway, there's Vance Crafter stuff, that house and that tower. I'm not sure what he's doing with that tower. Behind him, we have Scoty's house and hobbit holes. And over there, we have Albanacker's daughter has been playing on the server a little bit. And so right over there, I'm going to have to go over this way to show you the last couple builds right up in this area, which this one is the Hypermine public library, which I can't remember who built it. I'm sorry to whoever did build it. Let me see. Library rules. That'll tell us. This was built by Benito. Cool. Yeah, the library was built by Benito. Pretty nice build. The rules for the library are there are different tiers of books that he set in place. And pretty much you bring whatever you want. And as long as you are trading for a tier equal to or higher than the books you are taking, then you can take anything you want as long as you are giving an equivalent change. So there's low-level trades, mid-level trades, and then high-level trades, which are things like mending and Power 5 and etc. It's a really nice build. If you want to see the build videos, go check out Benito's channel. As I said, subreddit. And I'm going to probably mention that a few times this video, as I did the last couple episodes. Now, over here, we have the Ghast tier shop built by Ectorvink. The shop is actually up inside the Ghast head. I am going to let you go check out his video on that. Go check out everybody's channel. It's worth it. If you're not subscribed to the other Hyperminers, you really should. Now, some of them do more streaming rather than recording, but so far, everything I've shown has been by people who record or who don't do either building or streaming. Don't do either recording or streaming, I believe, at least this episode. Now, let's see. Oh, only thing left in town is Nemson's Lighthouse, I believe. So we'll head over this way and show that real quick. And then I'm going to snag a horse and head over towards the new base location. There's some stuff to show on the way. But first, we've got Nemson's Lighthouse over here, which he built actually fairly early on, right after the map reset. And I think it has been shown in some previous videos, but real quick, going along with the gas tier shop, this is Ector's advertisement that he's been putting around town. A banner with a happy little ghast on it, getting people to go over to the gas tier shop. Now, what we've got over here is Nemson's Lighthouse and the house right next to it. Very decent build. I think part of the reasoning behind this build was that originally we wanted the starting town to be more like a Venice style build with canals and stuff, and it turned out to be more of a port town, seascape type town rather than an actual Venice build, which actually ties into, wow, I'm saying actually a lot, ties into the next place we're going, which is along the path towards my base, my new base build. Real quick, this right here is a marker for where Basket is planning on having the north rail station. I believe I showed the south rail station in the last video, or maybe the video before that. But he's been working on a rail line, we can see over here, that comes from the other rail station. It comes along here. It's going to connect up to the north rail station, which will then have a rail that goes off into the distance that direction, which is the way we are going. Now you can see this path right here is, it was originally just marked out by torches. Lapis Lori put the torches to mark the path, and as people have been going along, every once in a while, just hitting the ground with a shovel. I think actually it's been done enough, so I won't do any more. But just to show it the well-worn path style of something that's been traveled somewhat randomly over time, and I think it looks pretty good. And she has occasionally put up just some basic decorations along the edges to show that there's some, I don't know, to show that the path has been marked out a little bit more than just the path blocks on the ground. But and of course a couple bridges to make it so that boats can travel underneath, because we're trying to still keep boat travel as a thing, even though now that we've gotten to the end and people have elytra, there's probably going to be a lot of that. And of course I'm using a horse because it just makes sense for traveling this way, for showing off all these builds. Now, my new base location would actually be faster to get to by boat, but then I would be missing the build over here that Lapis has been, or the builds, actually multiple, that Lapis has been working on. So, yeah, I'm trying to make sure I show as much as I can, because really, if you're not subscribed to the other Hyperminers, you really should be. And I want to show some of the stuff that they've been doing. Soap has been working on a witch farm, which I believe this path branches off and goes over to the witch farm that he's been working on. I haven't been over there yet. He's got some videos that I think will be coming out soon, if they have not already come out by the time this one goes live. So head on over to his channel. Link is on the subreddit, of course, and check that out. But this is Lapis Lori's Venice build, or Venice-ish style build for Hypermine that she's been working on. She's been doing most of this on stream, so I don't think there's anything for me to spoil, which is good because I really don't want to spoil anything. It looks like she's working on a new bridge that'll be coming over this way. That's going to be cool. But, yeah, some of the stuff I have not seen yet, which is pretty decent. Let's see. I've not seen a lot of this. But if you want to see this stuff as she is building it, head on over to her Twitch channel and hit that follow button over there, because she has been streaming this, I think, a couple times a week. She used to do a daily Hypermine stream, but I think she's been streaming some other stuff as well. Give or take couple days, because I think she's been busy with other stuff. But this bridge right here is the first build she did over here, and it is pretty awesome. Thank you, Twinkles, for sleeping. Awesome. Yeah. So let's head on over to what my new base location is. Looks like I actually didn't take quite as much time as I expected to take. during the tour section of the episode. So we'll see. We'll head on over. My office is starting to warm up a little bit because this is mid-afternoon for me, and I'm just hoping that I can at least show some of my plans before having to call it quits. So I'm going to head on over here real quick. Now, as you can see, Lapis's Venice build is right over there. And if we head along the edge of this plains biome, there will be coming up shortly a swamp biome, which we'll have to cross, followed by a roofed forest, and then another plains biome. And that is where I am planning to build. Now, I typically do a base that includes a village, or that I build a village into my base. I'm thinking I want to try to spread that out a little bit this time. I definitely want to have villagers, but I'm not so sure I want to combine everything into one place this time, because that's what I always do, and I'd like to maybe try to change things up a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Oops. Yes, go this way. See if we can get across. This is a little bit unpleasant for traveling by horse, but we'll see what we can do without going through the water, because I really don't like how slow horses move in water. Here we go. All right, I think we've done it. Yep, we're almost there. Right around this way. Oops. And up over this hill. I am trying. We'll have to let me know in the comments if you think I'm doing all right. I am trying to get better at commentary without breaks and pauses. Just keeping it going when I'm doing something that may not be... when I'm doing something on screen that may not be the most active, because really commentary should be the most important thing on a YouTube channel, because a lot of the content itself is really going to be very similar between channels. But all right, we are here. Let me go ahead and park the horse, and I'll walk around and tell you a little bit about what my plans are. So I've already got a spot lined up right here. Let's see. Can I get the horse to fall in between the... Come on. There we go. All right. So the horse should be stuck right there. I've got a circle already marked out. I did come over here, mark my waypoint, and put up a circle. I believe the radius is 95, but I don't quite remember. I think so. I think that's what that is. As you can see, there are a lot of naturally spawned horses around here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I am actually going to be reusing an old base design that I had, that I started to make, never finished, before I even started recording for YouTube. It's something I came up with. It's probably the best base I ever started to build. Never did completely finish, got pretty close. But then when I started YouTube, I was no longer playing on the server that I did it. And I'd really like to try to finish the design. So I have a rough idea of what I want to do. Like I said, I never really did finish the design, but at least I have something to work off of, which will make it a little easier for me to keep things flowing. But outside of that, I want to make use of a large portion of this plains biome, and maybe a little bit of the birch forest or roofed forest. I'm not quite sure exactly what I want to do, but I do want to have a lot of resource automation, you know, some of my typical stuff. I do want to try to do a little bit more of the aesthetic builds, the decorative stuff, but that's something I'm not quite... I would not consider myself good at decorative builds yet, but I am trying to get better, because really that is a huge portion of what keeps you able to get going, or that's a huge portion of what keeps it possible to create content once you've done all the automation stuff. Because really, once you've automated sugarcane once or twice, you're not going to do it again. Same thing goes with pumpkins and melons and all the other resources you can automate. You're not really going to create multiple of those farms unless it's something like a chicken farm, a cooked chicken farm, that you're going to put one at spawn, one in town, and then one at your own base. it's not something you're going to build a lot of. So coming up with an idea like a town build like Lori's doing with the Venice build, which she has said she wants other people building around there, but she is more of a builder rather than a redstoner. And I want to get better at being a builder, because what Lori will do is she will start a build and then expand out and just keep doing more builds that expand on the same concept. And I'd really like to be able to do that, because that's more ideas of things that I can do, and it keeps you going as a content producer. And while I am playing for fun, I am also playing for YouTube and for your entertainment, and I want to be able to keep things going. So that was a little bit of a ramble. Not so much a rant, but a ramble. So back to the ideas of what I want to do. I am between episodes most likely going to find a good spot for a temporary, for my temporary starter hut that I always build. And I'm most likely gonna build that between episodes, because it's the same thing I always do, and I've shown it at least 2 or 3 times on camera already, and don't really feel the need to repeat it. But another thing I need to do around this circle here is this base is actually going to start right at water level, and I'm going to have different exits that come off. So I'm going to need to terraform around here so that I can have some roads branching out from the exits of the circle. And I'm also going to have to clear a bunch of water and do a bunch of digging. So a lot of that stuff is probably going to be done on stream. I definitely want to start getting back into streaming. But, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with that. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode, because I have a lot of prep to do before I can really record stuff again. Some of it will be stuff I plan to stream. Some of it won't be. I think I'm going to try to knock out a little starter hut, start getting resources transported from town over here. And yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, this has been Kondrik, and if you did enjoy it, please hit like. That really helps keep me motivated, helps me stay interested in creating content. And somewhat related, definitely head over to the subreddit. As I said, links in the description, and check out everybody else's channel. There's a lot of good content coming from this server, and I'd hate for you to miss it. Anyway, I will see you next time, and have a great day.